All right.
We're
Hello.
live. Hello,
everyone
everybody.
out there in internet land. We are Charm of Finches, and we are kind of... I'm just going to turn those down. There's a little bit of a delay. Can you do that? All right. Well, it's the last week of Global Music Match, and I can't believe it's coming to a close. It's been a long journey, hasn't it?
Yes, it really has.
And we thought we'd sort of end the week. Well, it's not quite finished. We do have one more post we're going to do on the weekend, which is very exciting. But we thought we'd do a live stream tonight with the act of this week, which is Edgelarks from Devon in England. And maybe before we bring them on, we'll do a song and then we'll introduce them.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Nathan. Oh, Miranda, how you wish he'd smile that way for you, and that you'd make him laugh the way she always seems to do. And despite his devotion and all his affection, you wonder if she's too good for you. And on the lawn together you'd lie, and all the clouds scuttle across the sky. And you wonder if you should just, let it all pass you by. Oh, Miranda, oh, how hard you try. And her voice, it rings out across the room like many bells. And she talks as if she's always known him so very well. And though she's never held a man, you think maybe she can, and the thought gives you hell. And on the lawn together you'd lie, and all the clouds scuttle across the sky. And you wonder if you should just, let it all pass you by. Oh, Miranda, oh, how hard you try. And one afternoon when you're alone, she comes to your door with her face flushed red. She asks you if he is home at all. And Miranda, in your strife, you grab the kitchen knife, and she sinks to the floor. And on the lawn together you'd lie, and all the clouds scuttle across the sky. And you wish that you had just, let it all pass you by. Oh, Miranda, oh, how hard you try. Thank you. Thanks so much. We might just... Do you want to turn the reverb off? Might sound a little weird if we talk with reverb on. Yes. And then up here. Is there space? Yeah, that's it. All right. I think we're good. So, thanks for joining us this evening, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time it may be, we would like to introduce our special guests and Global Music Match artists for this week. They are called Edgelarks. They're a beautiful duo from Devon in England, and they just play such beautiful music. And that last song, that song that we just played, we actually did a collaboration earlier on, a few weeks ago, with them, with this song, and they just made it sound so beautiful. And it's strange to play it without them. I've just heard it with that version so many times. And yeah.
Should we bring them on?
Let's do it. All right, that's a good idea. Look at us with all our tech. Although it's very laggy. All right.
Hiya.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
We're hearing a bit of a lag from our
I think
end,
it's okay
but that's
now.
all right.
Can you hear the lag? Oh, it's a big lag.
Is it? You are a long way away.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
weird. There
not
isn't one
sure
for
how-
us.
I know.
We'll see if we can ignore it. Okay, what we might do is when we ask you questions, ask the question and take our headphones off.
Okay.
It's going to be weird. But would you like to play a song for us?
Yeah, sure. We're going to play you our Australian song in honour of being kind of pretending to be in Australia for your evening. And so this is a song that I wrote the first time we toured in Australia, which was in 2016. And we've got a fantastic agents over there, Kathy and Andrew, just in case they're listening. And give them a shout out. I wrote this song, we'd visited Tasmania and they got us some gigs over there and it was just really wonderful. But at that point we'd been away from home for quite a long time, so we were feeling a bit homesick. And we saw this signpost in the small village of Sheffield in the north of Tasmania, and it said, "Paradise 15 miles, nowhere else 5 miles." And apparently those are real places, but it also kind of described exactly how we were feeling, like a little bit far from home. And then we got shown such amazing hospitality by wonderful people, friendly people, taking us in and putting us up and made us feel very at home. So this is kind of a song to thank people who've made us so welcome over the years while we've been on the road. And it's called Signposts. Ready?
Just about. 2, 3, yeah.
We left our home, we went out wandering, we came to a valley on the other side of the world. There's a lady in the valley, she's built her life from apple trees, the strongest, sweetest wood, their roots run wondrous deep. She walks with the earth, the fruit grows strong upon her trees. These branches could hold me here on the other side of the world. Everybody's looking for a signpost, everybody wants to know how far they have come, how far they still have to go. I'm 15 miles from paradise, heading on down the road, only 5 miles from nowhere else, and I'm a long, long way from home. There's joy out walking with Bluey in the fields. Yes, joy here is thriving on the other side of the world. And I never thought I'd miss the rain of another colder harbor, but my bones remember I was born on the other side of the world. Everybody's looking for a signpost. Everybody wants to know how far they have come, how far they still have to go. I'm 15 miles from paradise, heading on down the road. Only 5 miles from nowhere else, and I'm a long, long way from home. There are songs I am singing of greeting and remembering the paths I have walked on the other side of the world. There are songs I am singing of greeting and remembering. Perhaps one day I will return to the other side of the world. Everybody's looking for a signpost. Everybody wants to know how far they have come, how far they still have to go. I'm 15 miles from paradise, heading on down the road. Only 5 miles from nowhere else, I'm a long, long way from home. That's a thank you. That's our love song to Australia.
Oh, so gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You know how we were saying we had a massive delay before we realised we had it open in another tab, and that's why it was just it was chaos.
That old
I'm
chestnut.
glad we sorted that out. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But we got it good now.
Good.
Yeah. Well, we thought we'd ask you a couple of questions before
Sure.
we and then we might end with a song each. So welcome anyone who's just joined us. We're Charm Finches from Australia, and this is Edgelarks from Devon in England. So we wanted to ask you about how you two first met and how you started making music together.
Yeah, well, it's a fairly long story, isn't it, really? So I ended up at university in a town called Exeter, and Phil was there as well for similar reasons. And
Yeah, I moved to the south of England. I'm from the northwest of England originally. I moved to the southwest of England to study music in Exmouth, which is where we live now.
Yeah, so I've tried to explain like whereabouts in England we're from to people in the past by saying Phil is like from, you know, Game of Thrones in the north where Jon Snow's from. Like he's from Winterfell. That's like Lancashire. Wow. Yeah. Whereas I'm like from the Shire in Lord of the Rings, like where the hobbits live. That's where we live now.
We don't live in a fantasy world.
It's nice. It's very green.
Sounds
So
beautiful.
we both ended up down here, and Phil was playing in a duo with a great singer-songwriter called Tobias Ben Jacob, and then Phil went to study music in India, and so Toby was looking for somebody else to play some music with, so he hired me.
So Hannah stole my job while I was away.
Basically, yeah.
That's so romantic.
Yeah, I know. So then Phil came back, and we thought, well, let's actually just make a band all together. So we played in a band called the Roots Union for a couple of years. It was a 5-piece band, and we had a lot of fun. Did a lot of exciting things with them, and kind of played all over the place. It was great, but it kind of ran its course. And so when that band broke up, by the time that band broke up, we'd got together as a couple as well as musically. So we kept on playing, and
we spent a lot of time together in the back of transit vans. And developed
Bonding.
a connection.
Yeah. That's so lovely. Yeah, couple bands just seem like just like the ideal relationship, really. Being in a musical partnership as well as
It can be.
if you're lucky, I think it's good. As an economic unit, it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. We had a comment from Mick Young. Hi, Mick. He's from Melbourne and now lives in Devon. I wonder if you know him.
No way. No, I don't think we do. But maybe we'll see him
Yeah,
at a
come along
show
to
or
a show
something.
when we're allowed to do shows again.
Well, he's an
Yeah.
awesome musician as well. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely,
that's very
yeah.
cool.
see if you can get in contact with Mick.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the folk scene in Devon?
Yeah, sure. So I think it's quite good. It's not like being in Melbourne, like it's quite a rural place here, and so it tends to be quite traditional, and there's a lot of great musicians around these parts.
Yeah, they're spread out all through the villages, though, aren't they?
Yeah, so we have a scene it's sort of very grassroots and organic. So the scene that I grew up in, was lucky enough to grow up in, was very much about going to the pub and just jamming with people. So it wasn't necessarily gigs and concerts, although there's plenty of great ones of those too. But the thing that really got me into folk music was this idea that you could turn up. Most nights of a week there'd be one going on somewhere near where I lived, and
We call them sessions, don't we?
Yeah,
We probably
exactly.
call them similar in Australia, but
Yeah.
folk sessions.
exactly,
Turn
and
up
just
with your instrument and
jam
join in.
along, and you learn a lot about music that way. You learn to really use your ears, and you learn a lot of songs. So yeah, it was a good way to grow up. There was one pub in particular in the town I grew up in, Brixham, which is it's like a small fishing town, and it was called the Maritime, and it was brilliant. They had this like big parrot. It was like a proper pirate pub, and this parrot used to terrorize me because I think I was like the only regular fiddler really in that particular session. I'd be playing like this, and the parrot would sneak up behind me around this like old wood paneling that was on the side of the room, and it would grab my bow in its beak like halfway through a song, which was terrifying because it was enormous like African grey parrot, and it also had this habit of swearing really loudly, like in the middle of like the really quiet folk songs, the saddest moment. It would pick its moment perfectly and then say something filthy.
Oh my goodness.
And it was great. It was a good way to grow up musically.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, it was
Biggest
cool.
critic in the room is the parrot.
Yeah. Oh God,
That's
yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. Evil
Yeah.
parrot.
I really wish that there were more sessions in Melbourne, I reckon.
There are lots at all the folk festivals, but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not really there's just gigs, but not really sessions in town. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It is a kind of peculiarity of British. I think British sessions is quite a specific thing, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, but like they say, we've been to a lot of your folk festivals over there, and they do good sessions at those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's great. But I think it's just a kind of like it is a tradition that people turn up and do this thing, but I think we lose out a bit in terms of the kind of professionalism that you have. And in a city like Melbourne, it's much more diverse, your scene, and it's much more kind of it has that kind of slickness. I think we definitely miss that here. So that's cool. We've played in some cool places in Melbourne. Yeah. So
Yeah. You've travelled a lot with your music, and you've been to Australia multiple times, haven't you?
Yeah, 3 times.
Three, yeah.
3, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we love it there.
Has anyone seen Edgelarks in their Australian tour?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been so many places and you've released so many albums as well. And we were looking at the ball. We've been listening a lot, and we really, really love your album Feather. Is it Feather or Feathers?
Feather, yeah.
Feather, yeah. Oh, it's
Oh,
so
thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Just so beautiful. And we wanted to ask you about how you've seen your music change over the years throughout all these albums, and what sort of has influenced your music along the way.
Yeah, well, I think Phil brought some really amazingly interesting influences from the start to what we did, because he studied music, and so he studied. Well, tell them about your things.
I studied music in India, which has had an influence on our sound. We try not to sound Indian, but it just kind of creeps in here and there in the way that we approach music. So the thing about Indian music is it's quite kind of landscapey and linear. So it's a bit like, almost like telling a story with the music. So it moves, it's got a beginning, a middle and an end, and moves in a kind of specific way. So that's had an influence on some of our recordings, like the more kind of ambient, kind of landscapey textures that we bring in, and the long convoluted introductions that we like to do and that kind of thing. But my other main influence is blues. I became obsessed with Delta blues and studied it in quite a lot of detail when I was at uni. So that a lot of the slide guitar stuff that I play is influenced by that as well.
And then I think throughout the years we've evolved in other ways as well. Like I've definitely learnt a lot about songwriting, and we've tried different ideas for each album as well. Like we've done an album where we've had specific musicians that we wanted to work with, and that's really influenced it. Like we did our album that's called Edgelarks. Actually, we did with an amazing musician. He goes under the title The Little Unsaid, and he's a wonderful producer, and he plays everything, and he introduced a lot of electronic sampling and those kind of electronic-y ideas, which we've always really liked, but he brought them to the fore, didn't he? And
yeah. But with the Feather album, we stripped it right back to just the sound of the two of us sat in a room, facing each other, and recorded the songs. So it's kind of back to the duo sound, having tried lots of other permutations.
yeah,
I think we've travelled a lot, as you say, and we've picked up influences from that along the way.
yeah, for sure.
The Signpost is influenced by time in Australia, but we travelled through South Africa and picked up quite a lot of influence of kind of cross rhythm playing and a particular style of guitar playing from Durban and KwaZulu-Natal area called Maskandi, which is a really rhythmic kind of cross-rhythmy guitar style. So things like that make their way in. And yeah, I guess we just more time making music, you develop, and
more time living life.
Hopefully it gets better and not worse, and more mature, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I think your sound is it's got a unique sound, and you can hear the different things sort of morphing together, but it's not obvious that, you know, you're really influenced by this and that. Like, it's really like a whole bunch of things sort of, you know, developed and morphed into one sound that's your sound, which is really awesome.
Thank you.
I just saw that some of the comments. Rachel said she's seen you multiple times in Australia, which is awesome.
Oh, that's very cool.
Emily's just got your album in the mail.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks for ordering it, Emily.
Would you like to play another song, and maybe we'll sort of try and wrap it up at this point? We're
Sure.
coming to half hour.
Wow.
Actually, it goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Ivy, do you want to? You've got a little bit of a tech thing that you want to do. If we want to talk about, you've got a stream later tonight. Well, for us it's tonight, but Ivy's going to bring the poster up. There you go.
Hey, that's cool. That's
So
slick.
if you want to, if you want to hear more of Edgelarks, you can head over to their concert.
Also, if you'd like to donate to either of us, then it's in the description of this. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. I realise the concert's going to be an awful time for Australian folks who'll be watching.
Yeah.
But don't worry,
5
we'll leave it up. We'll leave it up for a couple of days so you can watch it back.
That's great. Yeah, for sure. We'll be doing that
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Cool.
Can you? Where can you get tickets for that?
So it's just going to be on our Facebook page. So turn up to our Facebook page. It'll be up there for a couple of days. It's just going to be a mini concert.
Mini concert, yeah, free to everybody. And we will be promoting the pre-order of our new album that we just finished recording in this very house.
How exciting.
Yeah, we've also put the link up for the pre-order, so go pre-order that.
Oh, thanks, guys. That's great.
Take it away.
Right, what are you going to
Cool.
play for us now?
So we're going to play you. This is a traditional English song, actually. It comes from an area called the Black Country, which is in the West Midlands, and the towns of Halesowen and Bromsgrove. And they're old industrial towns. And in 1862, the nail makers of those towns went on strike to protest at their poor pay and working conditions. And they wrote this song to sing as they marched between the two towns. And it's a song that you kind of wish would go out of date, but actually is so relevant to so many people still today. So it's got a chorus. We'd like to imagine that you're singing along with us at home. It's called The Nailmaker's Strike.
You've got to fight for your right, my brothers. Yeah. Fight for your right, my sisters.
You nail makers remember well the strike of which this tale I tell. How hungry and cold we were that day to Bromsgrove town we made our way. For your rights, my brother. Yeah, yeah. Fight for your rights, my sister. Us nail forgers, miserable souls, will not forget the giver of coals. Nail masters are hard-hearted files. The way we took was 13 miles. For your rights, my brother. Yeah, yeah. Fight for your rights, my sister. Oh, I wish I could see the nail dealers draw such a load as did we poor nails, to feel such punishment, such smarts, that it may melt their heart. suffer smirks. I hope it will soften us, just hurts. Let every nailer tell his son the labor's brief for just rights have done.
Woo! That is incredible.
Thank
I
you.
was just watching Phil's fingers. I don't get the harmonica.
It's crazy. Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Beautiful. We love you guys so much. Your music's so awesome.
Thank you.
you.
Well, I hope we
Likewise.
get to see each other in person sometime soon.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
Let us
do
know when you come to the
together or
UK. Yeah, that would be
Yes.
great. That'd be really nice.
something. Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. All right. Well,
Lovely. Well, for anyone who has just tuned in, we've been talking to Edgelarks from England. We are Charm of Finches, and we're coming to the end of Global Music Match. And these guys are the last band. So there you go.
If you want to donate to either of the artists, then you can go to the description and there's a PayPal me for both us and Edgelarks. So, and also pre-order their album.
Also, we're going to be posting one more thing on Sunday, I believe, and it's going to be another collaboration, which is so exciting. And we're working on it at the moment, but it's going to be done by Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. We also did a collaboration earlier on, if you haven't seen that, it's called Miranda, one of our songs, which we did with Edgelarks, and they just brought the song to life and put their little magic on it. So check that out on it's on both of our socials.
All right. We might say bye then, and we'll do one last song to finish it off.
bye, guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
See you soon.
See you. All right.
Alrighty.
Whew. All right. So we're going to play a song from our last album that we released at the end of last year. And it's a song for anyone who is missing their friends and their loved ones, especially in this time. We have, and we wrote this song for all the people that are important to us, and each verse was for a different person. And then we've got a bridge in there dedicated to anyone who's ever listened to our music, and it's a bit of a thank you. So
It's called Your Company. Do you want to take your headphones off?
do you want to put the reverb on?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Your blue eyes in the morning, warm bodies in the dark. Oh, how the time flies when I am in your arms. Give a chime of wonder, give a sigh of content, give me most anything I'm not likely to forget. Oh, I just want your company. Oh, I just want it, and I don't want anything else. Laughter in the forest, dancing in the street. You make
voice on the line. A whisper I'd know if I were ever to go blind. Oh, I just want your company. Oh, I just want it, and I don't want anything else. Now that all's been said and done, and the battle's lost and won, and you've lent us your ears, do you forgive our frailties? And if you like, you've slumbered here, songs be drifting on the air. As everything came to a close, I realized I left you no words. I wrote you a letter, words that you never heard. Oh, I just want your company. Oh, I just want it, and I don't want anything else. Oh, I just want your company. Oh, I just want it, and I don't want anything else.
Thanks,
so much.
everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you another time.
And make sure you go and follow Edgelarks on all the socials, and check out their music if you haven't already. All right.
We're Chum of Finches. My name's Mabel. This is Ivy, my sister. And thank you for
Thank you so
listening.
much.